Hello, world. You are listening to Creative Misfits. I'm your hostess, Lyrical Relief.
And I am your host, One Known.
And today we are doing another project review for IAMPVYNE. He is an Orlando based artist, photographer, and event planner. And yeah, we're going to sit here and talk about his new EP called Cvncer.
Yeah. He's the leader of WTF, We the Future.
Yep.
You already know. So go ahead and get into it.
So yeah, we're going to get right into that. So the first track is called Damn, I believe, right?
That is correct.
And I definitely like, first of all, I like how he starts off the entire project and it goes through actually the entire project, this speech, like different snippets of this really empowering speech. And you can definitely tell that this project has a deep message, and pretty much what he's trying to get across is he's trying to get, just a really deep message to everyone, and he wants to pretty much empower everyone with this project. So you can definitely hear that with the speech that he chose to incorporate into the project. And what do you think?
I wonder who it is that's on that speech. Like, we were trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
looking around a little bit. We couldn't really figure it out, but it's all good. The main thing is that it's a common thread throughout the project. And this song, I like it. I think it sounds like happy and breezy. It's a good, like, cool, I don't know. I feel like it's a summery beach type of vibe, barbecue type of vibe is the kind of vibe I get from this. Something you could play at either or. And throughout the song, he's kind of talking about, like, I guess one of the main things he says is, what did I do to deserve this? And it seems like at times he's pretty much taking it from both angles. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, he talks about the ups and downs of the grind is what I feel like he talks about.
Yeah.
So it could kind of be like, what did I do to deserve?
In a good way.
Exactly.
In
What
a
did
bad
I do
way.
to deserve all these blessings? And then at the same time, the grind isn't always easy. It always comes with its hardships or whatever the case may be. So I think that's a lot of what he's talking about, and he gets really melodic with it throughout the hook, and even at the beginning of the verse when he first kind of says, what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah.
He puts the little melodic angle behind it.
I did like the harmonies that came in, like right before the snippet of that speech came in. I really enjoyed the harmonies that were used on that certain part. Forgot exactly what the words were, but I do remember the harmonies. And then even afterwards, like, I really enjoyed that. Like you said, I think his flows were on point. He was melodic in certain areas. So yeah, overall, very good song, positive message. Really enjoyed it.
John, with the vocals that you were talking about, yeah, like that was something that kind of stuck out in this song for me too. Like, it pretty much has its fair share of vocals, like between Payne, doing his melodic thing. There's also, like, at the beginning, kind of like some haunting vocals from like a female vocals essentially, and then
at the end she comes back in too, but then
at the end she comes back into, and maybe I guess what you were talking about was some different male
it was
vocals.
it was
and
different male vocals.
I don't know which one is the feature, but it said the song features Arlen. So I don't know if that's the female voice or the male voice or the male voice.
Either way, they were both.
To me, the female voice sounds like it could be a sample. I could be mistaken. But then the ones you're talking about, the harmonies and all that, that sounds more like the male vocals that I heard. And that kind of strikes me as it would be the feature. But we could be wrong. Either way, they're very interesting. The vocals are very interesting.
For sure. It added something good a good element to the song, for sure. The next one, Summer Days.
Summer Days.
Featuring KP. Guala.
Knowledge, power, money.
Yeah.
AKA Tokyo.
So I think this one was super catchy. Definitely like paints the picture of a typical summer day, like, the flow to it, the lyrics in the hook, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And there was one verse that I really like where he was saying, mixing the lemons life be throwing at me, made that lemonade that made Beyonce happy.
Yeah, I
I
really
thought,
like that line too.
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I think he did a really good job with this one.
For me, Summer Days is my favorite track for sure, for sure. Like
Okay.
it's very dope. Like it's the hardest track. You know, the beat is hard, trappy. You hear like 808s up in there, and it's just like it's a
Yeah.
great beat. It's my favorite instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
And then not only that, just Pain comes through and smashes it. Guala comes through, he smashes it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing really noteworthy about this song to me is that it's heavily influenced by Ludacris,
Yeah.
particularly a song that he made called Saturday. I got a big weed stash,
Yeah.
pocket full of cash, just
Seen
seen a big old ass.
ass.
It's Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So Pain on the hook is essentially he's flipping that hook
That hook for sure.
and bringing it over to this song. He adds like some more melodic flair to it, and even in his verse, like he's flipping Ludacris lines from like that particular song. I think I heard a few from that particular song, like where he says "Rain, rain, push the main, something on deck." That is reminiscent of one of Ludacris lines. I think it was from Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm trying to think what else he kind of brought in. All I know is for sure, like any fan of Ludacris, like once you hear the song, obviously you're gonna hear it in the hook.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear that flip of Saturday, and then throughout his verse, he's kind of flipping that Ludacris flow and making it his own, doing his own I Am Pain spin on Ludacris flow. Oh, another one is where he pauses in the verse where he says what the fuck. So that was like I think Ludacris on his verse said till I wild out, what the fuck, or some shit. But it was I want to say that was from Saturday too. So definitely heavily Ludacris influence, and I think that's really dope for anybody who's a fan of Luda. You get that I Am Pain, like pretty much nodding, giving Luda that nod in the song, and they just kill it and make it their own.
Yeah.
I guess I wanted to talk about a few more lines that I liked real quick before we get into the next one. I like when Payne says repping Broward all the way to the ending. He's pretty much saying that no matter where he's at. Obviously, he's been in Orlando where we've seen him for, quite a while. But he's saying that no matter where he's at, he's still going to rep Broward.
Yeah.
And KP, I definitely wanted to talk about KP a little bit. He comes in, does his thing. A good variety of flows for him, too. My favorite line from him is when he's saying pretty much he makes the money go up on its own like telepathy. Yeah, I really like that line. That's a dope one. That's a dope one.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the last noteworthy thing I want to talk about for this particular song is that it ends really abruptly. Like,
Yeah, it does.
KP just finishes up his verse.
And that's it.
That's
it's a wrap.
That's the end of the song. You know what I mean? So you don't even get like the chorus one more time or anything like that. They're like, nope, we killed it. We out of here.
Yeah. No second chances with Miss Ayana Nash.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think this one was dope, obviously, because I'm a Ayana fan, and
Likewise.
she also produced this track, so I thought that was pretty dope as well.
Yeah, I thought I remembered that she did produce it.
Yep, she sure did. So she killed that as well, and also the hook, and her little bridge part too. So yeah, this one I like is that typical back and forth relationship type of thing where, he's trying to get her back and she's pretty much saying that, nah, she don't give any second chances. So I like the way they did it, though. I think the melodies were really dope. I think both of them together made a really good team, and overall, I enjoyed it.
Well, but I remember this song is actually kind of like an oldie but a goodie. This song has been out for a while.
Yeah.
They came out with No Second Chances, and then they came out with the other one where
I forgot what it was
where I Am Pain says, "Paint the wrist on my phone."
Oh, yeah.
Damn, the name escapes me right now too, but it's their first two like notable collabs that they kind of pushed. This one and the other song that we're talking about. So definitely, again, they do have great chemistry, and what you're talking about is exactly what they cover. Payne just trying to get the girl back. He talks about he reminisces on the good times a little bit. And then he gets into being like, okay, well, I'm not on games at this point in my life. You know,
Yeah.
you might have felt like I was on games before, but you know, I'm trying to shape up my act and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And by the end, he's like, I'm on my knees.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you know, Ayana is just there,
Like,
like,
nope, it's a
I'm not,
wrap.
I'm
I ain't
not
giving no
hearing it.
second chances.
No second chances. And you know, they do the interplay on the chorus very well. Like, it's a lot of back and forth, very duet type of vibe going on.
For sure.
And then when I think she chimes in Ayana on the final verse, I want to say, and that's where she really kind of just like, you know, gives them that, nah, you know, you can talk all the sweet talk you want to talk, but
It's not gonna
you
happen.
just need to get up out of here before I get pissed off, essentially.
Exactly.
So definitely, they both killed it. One line I like from Ayana is when she says, "You'll regret the day you ever tested me." I like that line a
Yeah.
lot. So yeah, very good song. You know, like you said, it really shows their chemistry. And
For sure. And the next one is Gangbang. But what do you think about this one overall? Like, I can tell for sure that this one is like a really hard track. I think it has like a different vibe than any other one on his EP.
yeah,
And one line that I do recall that I really enjoyed was when he said, "Inspiring a whole generation." I got them finishing school. Like, I
yeah,
really enjoyed that one. So like I don't know, I just really enjoyed the way he did this one and his flow on this one, and then also his feature. What was the name of the feature? Do you have her name?
it's two features. It is Jai Reynolds and Kendi, who
Kendi.
I think I'm more familiar with. I think you
Yeah.
might be more familiar with Kendi too. Jai, I don't think I've seen perform around as far as I know or anything
No.
like that.
No.
But yeah, so these are the two features that we have on there. Two ladies, the ladies coming in doing their thing on this one.
So what did you think about that overall like song and the concept of the song?
Yeah, so for the song, I guess you know they call it gangbang because it's like the whole crew type of song. You know, it's Pain and the two features that we already talked about. You know, so and then not only that, it's just like back to back. You know, verses. There's no chorus or anything
Yeah.
like that. So I think that's kind of what they're talking about. Like they're talking about they're just
Going in.
and they're going in on the song and they're going hard. You know what I mean? And I think that's where the title comes from. I think the instrumental is really like nice and bouncy. I think that's part of what you're saying, how the feel
It's
is
just
different. It
different.
just has like a
Yeah.
different bounce to it. I feel
It
like
does.
that instrumental does.
It does.
And Payne comes in, you know, first and foremost, you know, to kind of lead things off. And he has a variety of flows on this one. This is more like a flexing type of verse, bouncy instrumental, like we said, and they're going back to back with verses. So they're really just trying to flex and, you know, flip different flows and just try to be nice, like lyrically and rhythmically, essentially. So Payne definitely comes in doing that, and he talks about being a boss. One line that I really like from him is when he says, "Spit like I'm missing a tooth. I was just missing the booth." So I just like, you know,
That one's dope for sure.
I like the way he flipped that, and that's an example of kind of a lot of what he's got going on flow-wise throughout this track. And you know, everybody essentially, I think they all kind of
They all did a good job for sure in
They
this
all
one.
come
They
in.
killed it.
Yeah, they all come in with like a rapid fire flow, like lots of syllables, you know, very staccato. Again, we were saying that the ladies come through and do their thing on the second and third verse. And like we said, I still like even hearing Jai, you know, on the song, like I don't feel like I've heard her around, but she definitely comes in, does her thing, you know, follow suit along with how Payne came in and killed it. And then Kendi, it's kind of cool to hear her because I feel like I've always heard her, you know, as a poet more so than anything. Never heard her over music. I don't know if you heard her over music. So it's really cool to hear her come in on the music and she really has her flow together.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't sound out of place. Like,
No,
oh, what's
not
this
at all.
poet doing on this beat?
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like she comes through and
She owns it.
her
for
flow
sure.
is all the way together. And again, she follows suit as well. You know, Payne, then Jai, then Kendi, and they all just come through and smash it.
To end it, he once again, you know, brought another part of that speech, that very inspirational, motivational speech,
Yeah, by
which
that
we still don't know.
Yeah, by that
who it
very
is.
important figure.
We're gonna feel dumb when we do find out who it is.
I know Payne gonna be like, man, that was somebody that you should have known.
I know. No,
is what he's gonna say.
it's gonna be horrible. But it was, a good pick, whoever it is.
Straight up.
When he did bring that back, the whole speech, I really like what he did or how he ended it. The person was saying, people that look at life with that mindset of where there's a will, there's a way. Those are the people that, nothing can stop them. And, people with that mentality pretty much can get through anything. So I really like how he ended that. And it does confirm, how this entire project, he was really trying to also send a message to people and empower people with this message. Even though this EP was very short, but I think he did a lot with it for sure.
Yeah, I agree for sure, and a very dope way to end it with that whole speech. And just like you said, like it really, the whole speech throughout the whole project really kind of ties things together. And even though it is short, that speech leaves a lasting impact, and it really
Exactly.
kind of guides the EP as a whole. Like,
Exactly.
it starts the EP, and then
It
in between
ends.
songs,
Yeah.
it kind of tells you what's coming next, and it gives you a sense of what song you're gonna hear next, and just the themes throughout the EP, as short as it is. So that's pretty cool that they made it, cohesive in that way.
For sure. So once again, we want to thank Hip Hop Everything.
Yep. We definitely want to thank Hip Hop Everything, for always holding it down with Hurricane Irma. Well, Pedro Draco,
Yeah, man.
who runs Hip Hop Everything. Unfortunately, like their whole crib,
Got flooded
and
I've
it
been
looks
going
like
through
they're
such.
it looks like they're looking into moving and everything now. So
Yeah.
shouts to Draco,
For real. And his family, because his wife had to go to the ER because of that whole asthma thing, because of the flood and the mold. Oh my God, it's just, yeah, our hearts go out to you and what you're going through right now, for sure.
Absolutely. And I don't know if we're gonna do it prior to putting out this project review, or if we're gonna do it after putting out the project review. But we're definitely gonna hit you up personally,
Yeah, for
to
sure.
say what's up and see how you're doing. We actually just got back ourselves. We left out of town to South Carolina, because we didn't know what was gonna happen in Orlando. So we just wanted to play it safe and make sure that we stayed safe, and we headed up out of here.
Yeah.
We just got back, just kind of unpacked and got everything settled back in. And luckily, our crib was spared. Everything turned out good with us, and we're blessed,
For sure.
with that. Um, but definitely, we're back to business. And once again, hearts out to you, Pedro, Jaco, Daisy. We're definitely going to be hitting y'all up soon, and just checking in on y'all. And we hope everything goes as well as it possibly can, given the circumstances.
For
I think
sure.
it's about time to wrap up this project review. Once again, IAMPVYNE came through, did its thing.
For sure. So, yeah, this is our project review, and we out.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.